Hello fellow colleagues, if you are watching this video then you are interested in learning more about Kahoot, which is a quiz game that I have demonstrated for you hopefully in this PD. And even if you haven't seen it, then the purpose of this video is to kind of show you how to make one. So the first thing you want to do is type in your address bar, you want to go to getkahoot.com. And it's getkahoot.com up here, and it takes you to this page. You have a couple of options. If you've made a Kahoot before, you can sign in. If you need to make a new account, you can click Get My Free Account. Once you click that, it will take you to a page where it asks you what your role is. You type in your school. And then you type in, a username, and then an email. And then, you want to confirm your email. And then make up a password. And then you click Create Account. I've already created an account with this, but from there it will direct you to your Kahoot sign in. So I already have an account. So if you already have an account, you sign in. When you get to your, what I call, the home page, the dashboard, you've got, if you've used Kahoot before, you'll see your stats over here to the right, and you'll see your results, and you can click and expand those. So I'm going to talk about those in a little bit. But when you get to your Kahoot, you get to pick what kind of Kahoot do you want to create. Do you want to create a quiz, a discussion, or a survey? I am going to, for simplicity's sake, choose quiz. They all end up being similar formats anyway. And then you give your quiz a name. So I'm going to give my quiz a name, Test Quiz 1. Okay, so you click Go. And then it takes you to where you can write your questions. This is question 1. You can type your question. Now, keep in mind that when you do Kahoot, you've got a character limit. This little number right here to the side that tells you that you only have, 95 characters. They do limit your characters, which is one of the negatives about this. So you have to keep your questions concise. So my first question, I'm going to just type in, a general question here. So that's my question. And then down here you can type in your answers. Okay, so you type in your answers, and then when you pick the correct one, and again, you have a character limit down here to how many answers you can have, so keep that in mind. You click the little incorrect button when you want to make them correct. If you only want 3 options, you click this minus, it takes 1 away. If you want the option back, you can click the plus. But, you only want to make sure that you click the correct one. Right here, if you want to drag and drop an image from your desktop or choose a file, if you want like a background image or something, you can do that. You can just click Browse. You can find like a picture, and it'll upload it there for you. This obviously goes away after you're done. When you're done with that, you want to go down here to Add Question if you want to add another question. Okay. If you want to duplicate this question, you click plus duplicate. But I'm going to do Add Question. So now I can do another question. And I can just say, I'm not going to actually write a question here, but so you just type in your answers, you select the one that's correct, and then again you go to Add Question. And then also another cool thing that you can do with Kahoot that I've done in the past is you can do like a question like, what type of persuasive appeal is happening in this video? And then you can go here where it says video experimental, and you can type in, like you can go to YouTube And I'm going to look for a Billy Mays commercial because that's easy. Okay, I'm going to click on the video I want to use. So if I'm teaching persuasive or something like that, you can click on the link, copy it, go back to Kahoot, paste it. Okay, and you can even pick a start and stop time. So if I only wanted, 10 seconds of this video to play, I can go start at 0 seconds, end at 10 seconds. And then my answers here, I can put logos, pathos, ethos, all three. Okay. And then time limit, you can always set a time limit on each one of your questions. And you can say if it's for points or no points. I always do points because part of the fun of Kahoot is that kids get to, they get to compete with each other. And it's a safe, competitive thing. And then time limit, you can do the playback length plus 30 seconds, meaning you're showing 10 seconds, and then you're going to give them 30 seconds to answer after the video's over playing. You can shorten that however much you want or lengthen it. Okay. And then you add question. Okay. And you continue to do that. And once you've done all of your questions, and again, this time limit thing here, that just tells you how long the kids have to answer. And you can make it as long as 2 full minutes if you think that, especially if it's a math problem and you feel like they're going to have to work it out, or it's a long video, you might want to give them 2 minutes. So then whenever you're done with all your questions, then you go down to save and continue. Oh, it says that question cannot be blank. So what I'm going to do is delete question. So I've got 3 questions. If I want to add more, I could. Go to save and continue, and then it shows you your questions, and you can reorder them. Like if you want this one to come first, second, third, or whatever. And then it tells you have 4 choices, 30 seconds. And if you want to edit those, you can. You can go down to this little button. This is edit questions. It'll take you back through. And here it gives you, all the questions. You can just skip around. And after you've edited, you do save and continue again. So that's done. Save and continue. And here it wants you to put like a description. You can change it to private if you want. Public just basically means that anybody on Kahoot, like up here you don't see where it says public Kahoots. You can also search for Kahoots if you don't want to make one yourself, which is kind of nice. But if you make this public, then your Kahoot will go into this like bank of public Kahoots so other people can find it. Primary audience, I always click school, and that's really all they want. They want to know your difficulty level, especially if you're making it public. If you make it private, then this stuff doesn't really matter as much. But I always, and then you can type a description if you want. You can tag some things if you want. You don't have to. What you do have to do, though, is put a primary audience. That's all that they really want to know. Save and continue. And then you can give your quiz a cover image, like a background image. So if you wanted to make it, To Kill a Mockingbird or whatever, you can also put a video that's in the background of the lobby while your players join. So if you wanted to put that Billy Mays video in the background, you could. Or maybe a music video or something cool. Then you just click done, and you're done. And now you're taken to this awesome screen. Here's what you can do. You can share your Kahoot on social media. So like maybe if you have a class Facebook page or class Twitter, or if you want to email it to a colleague, you can just click this. And then it'll bring up your email, which I don't have it set up on my computer. You can preview it, you can edit, or you can just play it now. I'm going to go ahead and click preview because this is a good way to like make sure that you get everything. And it's a good way for you to see how to play it. So basically with Kahoot, when you launch a Kahoot, before you get these options, display game pin throughout, I always click on because sometimes if a kid comes into class late or whatever, he needs to know how to join the game. So click that on. Show minimize lobbies instructions, I always make sure that's on too, because again, if a kid comes in late or their computer like messes up and they want to get back in, then they'll need those lobby instructions. Randomize the order of questions. That depends. If you want the questions in the order that you made them, leave that off. If you don't care what order the questions go in, click on. Randomize the order of answers. I always click on because that's kind of like your Canvas quizzes. Like, you want to make sure that the answers are scrambled up. And then play music in the lobby while waiting. I always kind of do that because it's fun. Advanced options down here. If you want the quiz to automatically move through questions where you don't have to click next, you can click on. I usually leave that off because sometimes, like, after a question, I want to look and see how many people have missed that. And then I want to talk a little bit about why the correct answer is the correct answer. Require players to rejoin after each Kahoot. That's kind of annoying, so I keep that off. Disable your venue's Wi-Fi details. You don't really need to give that to your students. So once you've gone through your settings, you click launch. And then what the kids will see, this has a little phone over here, but the kids will have a really cool, what they do when the kids are ready to play is they go to kahoot.it. They type that in up here in your taskbar. And then they'll be taken to this screen here where they type in a game pin. So they have to type in this 235820, and every time you play your Kahoot, I don't care if it's the same one or if it's a different one, the students will have to type in a different game pin. So make sure you do that. And then the kids hit enter. And now the kids get to pick a nickname. And I always tell the students, hey, I'm taking a grade on this, so please put your actual name in the nickname bar. So I'm going to put my actual name and then click join game. Once kids have joined the game, they show up. This is what will be, this screen right here, the green screen or the one that's changing colors, that's going to be what's on like your Promethean board. So you'll get to see what kids' names are on there. If the kid picks something inappropriate, you can just click it, and it boots them out. Okay, and they get this red screen here that says you were kicked out of the game. I always tell them, preface it before, that if they pick a bad or an inappropriate name, then they will get a 0 for the assignment, because I kind of give a grade for this, based on how well they do. So they can get back in, but you can also kick them out just by clicking on their name from the Promethean board. Okay, when everyone's logged in, it tells you how many players, so you can count your kids and say, okay, we're still waiting on 2 or 3 of you. Hurry up. We're going to start the game. So once they're started, click start now. And then they get their questions. See, that's our background picture. It's kind of poorly done. But what is Kahoot? And then here's what shows on your Promethean. The clock is ticking, see? And then they choose the actual answer over here on their device. So all that you will see on their device is this screen here with the 4 options. Once they've picked an answer, it'll show like what answer they picked, but since only one of me is playing, it instantly went to the correct answer. So here, after you have your students pick an answer, you'll get to see like how many chose which one. And you'll get to see like where the confusion is instantly. And then it also ranks, it gives points to your students for how quickly and how correct they answer. Again, it kind of gives them questions, and then you've got your question, you've got your answer, and then I pick mine. And then once all students have answered, it'll show the results. And you have the option to end the quiz at any time by going to end quiz now if the kids are getting too rowdy, or if you're running low on time, or if there's a lunch break or something like that. And then down here in this corner on your screen, you see Kahoot.it and then the game pin in case someone comes in late or gets booted off. And then here is the video option. And I have the sound disabled on my computer, but I'll turn it up.
It's amazing. Watch how OxyClean unleashes the power.
And notice how the time hasn't started ticking yet.
Disappear like magic.
Okay, and then Kahoot plays some like music, and then you decide, which one. And then to go through. And that's it. And when you're finished, it displays like your top person right here. And throughout the game, it'll always show your top 5. And then when you click feedback and results, the students over here on their screen get to rate it. So you instantly get some feedback on how well this worked for your class. So they rate it 1 to 5, and then did you learn something, and then do you recommend it, and then overall how you feel. And after they've submitted that, you get all the ratings. Okay. And then game over. You can go to final results, and then it will show everybody. Cool thing, you can download the results of your Kahoot. Click that. Downloads automatically into an Excel document. Or for Google, it'll be a little bit different. I'll show you that. And so see, you have the name of the student, number of correct answers, number of incorrect answers, overall score. And then you can see what they answered. And then it says switch tabs below to view your end of game ratings and individual question breakdown. So you can see, you know, how each question broke down, which is kind of nice. You get instant spreadsheet feedback on how well they did. Also, if you click this little Google Drive symbol, it downloads to your Google Drive. You, of course, have to sign in, which I have not yet. Give me just a minute. But it's really cool because it saves to your Google Drive automatically. And I'm not sure where it went. I don't know. Let me see. I'm going to try it again. And then you're going to click save. And there it is. It's saved. Kahoot results, and you can click on it. And it pulls it right up in your Google Drive. And I would just click open with Google Sheets. And then there you go. It is all transferred from. It's taking a minute to load, but see, it looks just like it did in your Microsoft Excel, but it's on your Google Drive forever and ever. And sometimes what I do is I just give the kids a correct answer, like how many did they get right, and that's third grade. Sometimes I give kids a participation grade, like did you participate, did you try? There are lots of different ways for you to incorporate this into your classroom. I really hope that this has helped. If you don't have time to mess with this again, you can play this again. You can play a different Kahoot. You can go back to ratings if you need to. When you are finished with Kahoot, over here, all of your results of all the Kahoots that you played. So like, for instance, I've got my 9 reg short stories review. We played this in December. If I wanted to go back and look at that data for PLC or any other reason, I can still click download. And I can see, you know, all these kids and what they put, which ones they got wrong. And look, I can see too. Look at all the red. Like that was a question that I need to go over with them. Same thing with this one. Same thing with this one. Same thing with this one. So I can go through and see all of my data, and I can break it down by question too. Okay, time. How long did it take them? What was their score and the points that they were given? What was the percentage of students that got it correct? What was the average answer speed? How many answers did I get? So it's really nice because you can see, break down piece by piece what is going on in your students' heads, and you can get some instant feedback. You don't have to go back through and analyze it. So hopefully you've seen the merits of Kahoot. If you want to look at public Kahoots, you can click right here and you can look Martin Luther King Jr. quiz. I mean, these are AP Biology midterm review. You can go through all of these. You can type in keywords like we're doing To Kill a Mockingbird right now. See what pops up. See, we've got To Kill a Mockingbird chapters 1 through 5. There are all kinds of things that have already been made that you can play. The only thing is I don't think that you can modify those. I'm not sure. I haven't messed with that part yet. There's also an FAQ, so if you have questions, you can look through all this and see how it works. The students do not have to make an account. That's kind of the nice thing. The most shares is kind of like most popular. Here's a Kahoot intro quiz that you can take that kind of helps. And I will put all kinds of resources up for you if you need it. Just let me know. Hopefully this little video tutorial was helpful.